Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought we would take a look at your relationship with your future spouse. This is intended to be a fun and light-hearted video, so I'm going to try to keep it that way. With that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the King of Cups, this is going to be your reading for today where we're taking a look at your relationship with your future spouse. I just wanted to have fun with it, so we're going to see where the cards take us. As always, I do give honest messages. It is a general reading. It could be that not everything resonates for you, so just take it however it comes and let's just have fun with it. I feel like the camera is so crooked. Every time I try to fix it, you or your future spouse, maybe both, might be a little bit of a perfectionist. I'm not normally so distracted by how crooked things are, so I just wanted to say that. Yeah, I'm usually pretty easygoing about my setup, but I really feel like the camera's crooked and I can't fix it. I can't figure out if it's actually crooked or if it's just my perception. So one or the both of you might be a bit of a perfectionist, and that's okay. What can you tell me? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. Okay, it's a nice message for this type of reading. What can you tell me about, okay. Oh, we have the King of Swords, alright. What can you do? Okay, it's flipped over in my hand. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, safe haven type of energy. If you feel like you've had a lot of chaotic or dramatic connections in the past, this is not going to be like that. What can you tell me about, okay, what can you tell me about Pile 1's relationship with their future spouse spirit? Can you tell me? Okay, lots of swords energy here. We have the Nine of Swords, and I don't want you to panic. I don't think that that is a bad sign. I think that so far we'll get one more card, but so far what's coming to me is one or the both of you might struggle with having like a shut down heart chakra, like a really closed heart chakra, because of painful experiences, and just learning that it's not safe to share your emotional energy with people. And I think that this is the type of connection where it's like, Spirit's showing me someone cracking open a geode. And it's like there is something extremely beautiful and special and rare inside of that, but there is a very hard protective layer outside of somebody's heart. Whether you would identify this as your energy, or if it's not your energy, it would probably be your future spouse's energy, or it could be a shared thing that the two of you are learning how to open up together, because it's safe. This is a very safe connection. This is as I said, it's like really giving me safe haven energy. That's the first thing that pops into my head when I see the Four of Swords in this type of reading. It's like I can finally relax, you know. I know that I am safe, safety, security, stability with the Four of Pentacles here, and we're finally in a place where we can start to address some of the things that are coming up on this Nine of Swords. And it could be that one of the ways you're going to know that this is your future spouse is because they might end up triggering you in some way. Like there's stuff coming up that is from the past, and it could be like once I realize I feel safe and secure and like I could start to open up, I'm suddenly experiencing a lot of anxiety and fear, either because of past things that are coming up, or because I'm really worried that this person's going to leave me, or I'm going to lose this connection, because I'm realizing how special it is. And it's like so rare to find somebody that I feel safe with, that it's like immediately I'm like, oh no, what if I lose this? So these are intuitive messages coming through. Again, if that doesn't resonate for you, then this might be like a direct message from your future spouse about how they're going to feel when the two of you are in a connection. So we are going to get one more card. Okay, flipped right over. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we do have a king and a queen. That is divine counterpart energy. Regardless of your gender or your spouse's gender, you could be the same gender. It doesn't matter. There's a message here about counterparts. So, and it is your future spouse. So that would make sense to me. And there is a message like safety, security, stability, safe haven energy here. And it's reminding me of the idea that like soulmate level connections, in my opinion, soulmate level connections are meant to be easy and effortless, especially if both people are coming to the connection like in divine timing, when they are meant to. If it's meant to be a long-lasting connection, then the two soulmates who are coming together, it's like it's meant to feel like a safe haven. It's meant to feel like that. There's stuff coming up to be healed, but it's because both of you are going to feel like you are safe with each other finally. With that said, if none of this is resonating, might not be your pile. I also want to mention that we have 3 swords cards and 2 pentacles. So you might be an air sign, your future spouse might be an earth sign, or vice versa, or you might have a lot of air and earth placements, or your future spouse might have those placements. So I did want to mention that. And with that said, we are going to get your oracle cards, and then we'll get into it. So we have determination. I love that. It's a very committed energy here. This is, I mean, it's your future spouse, so there is long-term commitment here, but it's like, I'm seeing, there's the mountains represent obstacles, and they also represent ambition and commitment and determination. It takes a lot of will to get up a mountain, and I'm seeing like once we get to this pinnacle, there's a beautiful bright sun that's going to be right there, and it's like I'm seeing both of you being extremely determined to be each other's safe space is what is coming to me. We also, with the word determination and the bright yellow color on this card, there's a message that's related to the solar plexus and doing like solar plexus healing, working on feelings of worthiness and self-esteem. I think is going to help attract this relationship in towards you if you feel like you haven't met this person yet in your physical life. Doing self-esteem work and solar plexus work I think is going to be helpful. And there's also an emphasis here. I know I keep saying, I just keep getting intuitive stuff. There's also a message here with all of this blue energy and the swords about communication. Like communication, when both of you learn how to have honest communication, and that's definitely something being represented by the King of Swords. Clear, direct, honest communication, even if we're worried, part of us is worried that it's going to make the other person uncomfortable. It's like if we need to speak up about something or address something, if we're triggered about something, it's coming up to be addressed. And I think that one of the hallmarks of your relationship with your future spouse is going to be the ability and willingness to have these types of conversations, because there's a recognition here that both of you are determined to climb to the top of this mountain together and see this beautiful sunrise. And I love that. And we have the ladybug. And this one says, this is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. And that, again, it's reminding me of the idea of like somebody who has like a closed heart chakra, like just being a little bit closed off to emotions, to connections, to vulnerability. There might be a fear of vulnerability. So it's like being willing to receive the good things in your life. That's also connected with feelings of worthiness and self-esteem that I'd associate with the solar plexus. And so I think that this connection is really going to help one or the both of you open up to receiving love. And this ladybug is a symbol of good luck and good fortune and good things. And that's why I was like, with the Nine of Swords, I was like, don't panic. This is a beautiful message, but there's stuff from the past that's going to come up. And that happens in, I think, most relationships. And in my opinion, it is the sign of a healthy relationship if and when stuff does come up, because it's like an opportunity to work on it together and work on releasing things that need to be released, so that bright, beautiful future that we want with our partner can absolutely be within our grasp. And then we have, okay, I love this. A new start is coming with the new moon. Yeah, it's the beginning of something. Obviously, the beginning of a relationship is the beginning of something new. It is a new start, but I think it represents an end to whatever's being represented on this Knight of Swords, and the beginning of, with these two fours, the beginning of a period of safety, stability, security, and rest. Like, I can put down my sword and rest. I am assured. I am reassured by this connection. And I love that this could also be saying that you might meet this person sooner than you think. You know what this says? This is a time of good fortune and abundance. It could be coming in soon. Maybe your determination, maybe if you're currently working on your self-esteem with this determination card, could also be kind of an echoing message. This connection might come in towards you fairly soon. So, and I mean, it is a general reading. I'm not really going to give a time frame here, but it could be one of the messages. And also I want to give the disclaimer that soon in spiritual terms can mean anything from next week to like 3 years from now. So I know that that can be frustrating, but that's like, you know, in terms of the timeline of all of human experience. And I'm sorry, I had to pause filming for a minute. I was getting a phone call, which almost never happens during readings. That could be interpreted as confirmation for what I was saying about something might be coming in soon. Sooner rather than later. It's like spirit's calling, like something is happening. So so I did want to say that. And then we have, oh, I love this, we have worth waiting for, which says divine timing. It is at work at your love life. I think we already know that. It is being divinely protected. We have angels on this card, and it's a confirmation that no matter how long it takes, whether it's right around the corner or if it takes a little bit longer, I think that both of you are determined to get to a place where you are ready for this connection, as ready as you can be, because I'm seeing there is still healing that's going to be happening over the course of your relationship. This is a confirmation. It is very much worth waiting for, and it's going to be worth it. Whether, you know, you might, and I resonate with this, I'm not ashamed to say, I have times when I feel very lonely and I just sit in my bed and cry. And that's, you know, just something that helps me release those feelings of, you know, wanting to be with my person and having not met them yet. And that might be something that you identify with, and there's absolutely no judgment here about that. There's just a confirmation that your spirit guides and your angels, they've heard you, they've heard your manifestations and your wishes and your prayers, if that resonates for you, and they're going to bring you something in divine timing, and you're going to realize when it happens why it took so darn long, is what's coming to me. I also, when I was thinking, I heard the phrase, the juice is worth the squeeze. So that's, I don't know if that resonates for someone. That was something that I heard. So I want to say that. And then, okay, and we do have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So definitely, if I know we're talking about like emotional things for most of these cards here, and like safety, security, stability. This is beautiful energy for a long-term relationship. Finally feeling safe to let your guard down with somebody, and your future spouse is going to feel the exact same way. This is a message, like, don't worry, there's also going to be a strong attraction and lots of physical chemistry here as well. And so I think that's just a little bit of maybe reassurance from spirit. It's not all cerebral, it's not all feelings, it's also a lot of attraction and chemistry. So I love that for you. So starting with the Four of Swords, it is confirming what I was saying about safe haven, because it's like saying I finally have a chance to rest. Like, I know that it's safe to just lie down here, you know. So it again, just a confirmation. This is like maybe the first time that you or your future spouse has really felt like they could let their guard down, and I think that's very special. I think that There might also be a clue with the Four of Swords, like this is the first card here, so this might signify like the beginning of the connection or how you meet. There might be a clue here that you might meet this person when you are on vacation, when specifically maybe a retreat or doing something that makes you feel relaxed, maybe like going to a spa or a yoga retreat or something like that. Whatever helps you feel like being in kind of like a relaxed mind state. That might be a clue there. And the other way to interpret this is there might be a message that you're going to meet each other when neither of you is looking for something. Like, you know, it could even be when you or your future spouse has decided to like fully take a break from romance. That's when the two of you are going to meet. And then there is another way to interpret this as there's some aspect of recovery, like and healing in terms of like meeting somebody at group therapy or in like an addiction recovery meeting, or you know, whatever, I don't know, however it resonates. There's some aspect of like, I'm just focusing on self-care right now that is related to this Four of Swords. That might be a little bit of a clue as to what's going on at the beginning of your connection. It could also just be like a confirmation. You're going to know that this is the right connection because it just feels easy, like it feels effortless to be with this person and be in their energy. And at the same time, if they're being represented by this King of Swords, or this could be your energy, or it could be the both of you, and that might be, it might be a mirrored energy that you recognize in each other. King of Swords, it's a tough nut to crack, is what I just heard. Like, the King of Swords represents somebody who is detached from their emotions, who it's not easy to cultivate closeness or intimacy with this person because, like, you know, they're holding their sword in front of them. Like, I don't do emotions, you know, like that kind of energy. Like I don't do intimacy, you know, and with the Nine of Swords here, this would be a confirmation for me. It's coming from a place of fear or insecurity, which is why it's so important that this relationship represents safety and security for the both of you, because it's what's going to thaw this King of Swords energy. And I also, when I was looking at this card, I heard the quote from BBC Sherlock that's, alone is what I have, alone protects me. There's an independence to the King of Swords as well as like, there might be, one or the both of you might have gone through experiences where you really internalized the idea that you can't rely on other people, and it's not safe to be vulnerable with people. It is not safe to open your heart to people, and it's like that part of this person has sort of frozen over. And the good news is it can always be thawed by the right person at the right time. It can be thawed. It can be thawed. And it just takes this determination, this determined energy. And I can see both of you showing up with this energy. If you would recognize that both of you are kind of representing this archetype of the King of Swords, because it's a mirrored energy and you can recognize this about each other, it's like both of you know it's only a matter of time. Like, it just takes time to build that trust, you know, and I think that is something that's really going to be extremely important in this connection. And then it is also bringing me to the swords of communication, clear, direct communication, and not being afraid, not shying away from speaking your mind and saying what's directly on your mind. You know, the King of Swords not great with feelings, but willing to communicate. So I think that's another part of the message there. Like, it's going to be one of the hallmarks of your connection is your willingness to have clear, direct, and possibly uncomfortable conversations, especially about emotional topics, especially if that is outside of your comfort zone. So, and the reason why you would be willing to step out of your comfort zone is because the foundation of this connection feels safe. And then what's interesting is this Four of Pentacles is kind of confirming both energies of the Four of Swords and the King of Swords. There is the Four of Pentacles. It's very safe, secure, stable. It represents like I'm in a good place and I don't want to move. You know, it's that it can be a little bit stubborn, a little bit, you know, of like, again, like I'm comfortable where I am. I don't want to be pushed out of my comfort zone. You know, I found a good place and I don't want to leave, especially if, you know, even if we're leaving for somewhere we know is better. It's like, but I've been in an uncomfortable and unsafe place for so long that I just want to stay here, you know. And so that it can represent what I was saying about the King of Swords of like, you know, it's going to take a while to crack that geode open, but you know that it's worth it. Like, it's worth waiting for. It's worth the squeeze. It's worth the determination to climb up this mountain, because we know that the bright, beautiful view on the other side is going to be worth the climb. Like, it's worth it. And both of you, I think, are going to know that. And then the other way to interpret this is very much related to the Four of Swords of like safety, security, stability, being each other's safe place. And it's because there's also a level of commitment here. Four of Pentacles in particular, very committed, four, very stable. We are in this for the long run. And it's like, I'm not giving up on you. You're not giving up on me. We're gonna just be a pair of beautiful geodes sitting here sparkling together, even if we are the only people who can see inside each other. Does that make sense? Like, it's kind of like a partners in crime type of energy. Four of Pentacles in a relationship reading can also talk about like, you know, like I just want to spend all of my time with my partner. You know, it's like we can be alone together. We can be like just the two of us. Like, if you would recognize, and this might, you know, it's again, it's a general reading, might not resonate for everybody, but if you would identify as this may be representing, especially the King of Swords, maybe a little bit more of your energy, or if you would recognize or identify yourself as being more introverted, you know, and even if you are extremely extroverted, somebody who might spend more time in isolation, or like you could be somebody who has a very big friends group and loves being social, and yet you keep your heart to yourself. Again, the Four of Pentacles is giving me the idea that you have found maybe the one person in the world that you feel comfortable and safe. And it's like, it doesn't matter where we are or where we go or what we're doing. I am home when I'm with you. And then we do have this Nine of Swords. And again, like, this is stuff bubbling up, because it's finally safe to crack that geode open, and now we're seeing what's inside. And there might be some like repressed feelings, repressed thoughts, repressed memories and traumas even, that are suddenly coming out. There's like things that we shoved it deep inside and we didn't want to address it, and now it's bubbling up, because we're finally in a safe place. And so I just think this is a necessary part of the progression of your relationship. I don't think it's anything to be like afraid of, but there might be some fears here. Like, it could be, you know, this is like giving me like a spiral, a mental spiral of like, oh my God, I can't believe that, that I was just so vulnerable with this person. Oh my God, they're going to see the real me and they're going to leave me. Like, it's just those types of thoughts and fears that are coming up of like I can't be vulnerable. It's not safe. You know, I can't give my heart to somebody. And it's based in deep-seated things that are not related to the reality of your connection. And again, that's why they're coming up to be addressed, to be communicated, to be worked through, and then released. And they will be. But as I'm saying, like, this is just a necessary and honest part of this connection, that this stuff is going to come up. And it's going to be an opportunity to work together, to work through your fears, to work through your past traumas, to work through whatever was keeping this King of Swords heart on ice. You know, we're working through it together. We're both determined to see that sunrise. We got to work through the darkness first. We got to climb the mountain first, you know, and what I'm seeing is both of you are very, very committed to making it to this beautiful energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I do think this represents like the energy of your connection when the two of you work through the Nine of Swords together. Like just there's growth in the heart chakra. There's we're growing together. There's you know, like a nurturing, loving, stable, calm, safe energy with the Queen of Pentacles. We're showing up for each other. We're both extremely committed. And it's like we're not just spouses. We're not just soulmates. We are best friends. And I love that. There's also potentially a way to interpret this spread where, you know, whether you would identify as masculine, feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine, whatever, these could be representing the two people in this connection. One of you being represented by the King of Swords, one of you being represented by the Queen of Pentacles, and, you know, as I, like, the energy could be mirrored or flipped. It could be both of you embodying these energies. So, but you know, if one of you is in the energy of the King of Swords, closed off, shut down, very cerebral, very intellectual, it's like, again, it's like, I don't have time for feelings, I don't do feelings, when in reality, this person very much will be doing their feelings in connection with the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles person is going to come in and show them, hey, it's safe. It's safe to do this type of emotional healing work. It's okay. I'm here. I'm not freaking out. I'm very calm. And I'm just going to love you until you love yourself. And I'm going to, you know, and I love myself, and we're going to work together. We're going to get through this. And it's like the calm, down to earth, practical, nurturing, one day at a time energy of the Queen of Pentacles that is going to thaw the ice around this King of Swords heart. And again, it could be both of your energies working together. Both of you might embody these energies, or what, you know, you might identify as being more as the Queen of Pentacles. You might identify as being more of the King of Swords, and it's going to be your partner who is representing the other energy here. And it gets like working together to get to it, like a beautiful, this is a beautiful energy. Queen of Pentacles, beautiful energy for a marriage. I love that. With this Queen of Pentacles, a confirmation. This connection is worth waiting for. And when you are in the connection, it is worth working through these things together to get to this beautiful energy. It's like the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who innately understands that the right connection is worth waiting in divine timing, and the right connection will be worth working on. You know, they're not going to settle for anything. They're looking for somebody special to give their pentacle to. And I think that's beautiful. So with that said, I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please leave a comment and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I do different types of bonus readings, and an Etsy store where I'm currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the King of Pentacles, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a look at your relationship with your future spouse. This is intended to be a little bit more fun and lighthearted. You know, we'll see whatever comes out in the cards. It is a general reading, and I do give honest messages, but I am going to try to keep it light. So with that said, let's get into it. Can you tell me about, okay. All right, we have the Knight of Swords, okay. What can you tell me? Okay, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This card did come out for Pile 1. So if you did feel drawn to Pile 1, there might be messages there for you. Do you want me to take these? Okay. Okay. And then we have the Sun, and we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, interesting. Okay. So, right off the bat with 2 queens here, you might both be embodying a divine feminine energy. If that resonates for you, if it doesn't resonate for you, don't worry about it. This might also be a same gender relationship. Again, no, it's just, we're just talking about energies. If that's not a message for you, don't take it. And either way, these could be energies you are both embodying, and or the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups might represent just how the relationship feels. So I want to say that. And with both the Knight and the Page of Swords here, as bookends, there is a strong emphasis on communication. Clear, honest, direct communication, being very honest with yourselves and each other in this connection. And there might be a message from Spirit that if you don't know who this person is yet, who you are going to marry, if you have not met them yet in this lifetime, this connection is going to come in when you are both at a place where you understand the value and importance of having honest conversations and keeping those lines of communication open, even if it's uncomfortable, even if we think that what we have to say might be something somebody else doesn't want to hear. So that's something that's coming through. But with that said, I think your relationship is going to be extremely fun and positive, and it's like there's bookends about communication here, and honesty and authenticity here. And then we're getting into kind of the heart of the connection here with the Queen of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Queen of Cups. And I love that for you. Definitely a message that the two of you are going to be extremely supportive of each other. And I love that. So we are going to get your Oracle cards. We have Magic. Love this. Definitely with the color of this card and this symbol here reminding me of the third eye and the upper chakras. This is going to be a connection, and with the intuitive nature of the Queen of Cups, a connection where it almost feels like, even though the lines of communication are very open, it almost feels like you don't even really need words to communicate. Like there's just something very magical. There's something very intuitive about your connection. It's like you can almost tell what the other person is thinking. It's giving me the sense of knowing somebody like the back of your hand. Like we know each other so well, we don't even need to speak. You know, and it's just, there's something higher level about this connection. This could also be talking about like a 5D connection. You might see each other in your dreams. You might connect on the astral plane or on a spiritual level. You might already be able to feel this person's energy, or just know that they are with you spiritually. It's like this is a spiritual connection. It's a very highly evolved connection. It's a high vibrational connection. And I think because both of you are going to be in a high vibrational energy and a spiritually evolved energy when the two of you come into union. So it's like you're both already coming together in that energy, and then it is a highly spiritual connection. So I wanted to say that. And then I love this. Okay, we have the peacock, which says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. So that might be with the Knight of Swords energy here. The Knights are like a cardinal energy. They're an action-oriented energy of taking the initiative. The Knights are like they want to be seen and heard. You know, the Knight of Swords in particular is like somebody coming in to say the truth. It's like, I'm fully authentic, genuinely honest. This is who I am. I'm here. I'm coming to reveal what needs to be seen here. And then so that's why I'm making a connection to the peacock spirit of let yourself stand out and be noticed. There might be a clue, especially if this is the first card in the spread, of how the two of you might meet, or the beginning of your connection. It's just, there's a certain assertiveness, there's a certain boldness to this. And it could be that if you don't necessarily resonate as being in the energy of the peacock spirit, maybe you're a little bit reserved in public, and you're like, I don't love showing all my beautiful peacock feathers to everybody, because not everybody deserves to see that. You know, if you would resonate as being more in that energy, it could be that your future spouse is somebody who is very bold and assertive and confident, and it could be them who initiates the contact between you. So I wanted to say that. And the message here, especially with the sun, like shining out, I think that if you feel like you are not necessarily embodying this energy, you are going to know that you can be your big, bright, beautiful self when you are with your future spouse. And it could be that they, because of their like nurturing and sweet energy and supportive energy, are going to be encouraging you to put yourself out there more, to shine your light out there a little bit more, to let yourself be seen a little bit more. It's reminding me of that. What's the quote from Brene Brown? Showing up and letting myself be seen. You know, and that takes a tremendous amount of courage. And I think that you're going to be giving each other that courage to stand out and let yourselves be seen. And I think that's beautiful. And it's like being loved by your future spouse is going to like confirm and validate the things about yourself that are extremely vibrant and lovable. So I want to say that. I don't know how that resonates, but I did want to say that. We do have a time for healing with the balsamic moon. Absolutely bringing me back to the nurturing and kind and supportive and loving energy of both the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. That is something that these two queens have in common. You know, it's that nurturing energy, the healing energy, and I think there is going to be healing, especially maybe related to, and I would connect this, the peacock spirit and the sun with the solar plexus, related to self-esteem and affirmations. I think that, yeah, the both of you, you're just going to be building each other up, and there's going to be maybe some solar plexus healing that happens in your connection. And either way, there's just a lot of love and validation for each other that is going on here, and I love that. And then we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, and there might be a message here. Definitely trust is a big thing in this connection. I think that's why it's so important that we have these swords as bookends. You know, it's honesty, being genuine, being authentic, and communicating are all things that help build trust. You know, trusting in each other and trust in yourselves to show up to this connection, and trust in the divine as well. You know, and it could be the Knight of Swords, not the easiest energy for a relationship reading. It's the first card out here. I would say the Page of Swords is like kind of the evolution of the Knight in terms of this relationship reading. Like it's like a sharper edged kind of energy here. It's a little bit more aggressive, and it's not as emotionally connected. You know, very cerebral, very intellectual. You might have, it could be that one of the ways you recognize your future spouse is there's immediately an intellectual connection between the two of you, and there might be spirits showing me two metallic objects coming together and creating a spark, like two swords, like coming together and creating sparks, and that's what they're showing me. It's the both of you like sparking each other's intellectual mind and having like really intriguing and interesting conversations, and at the same time, whereas it's Knight's kind of on the outside of this connection, holding their sword out and saying kind of like, come at me, you know, like I dare you to try it, you know. They might be protecting their emotional self, and you might also be. There could be like the initial phase of the relationship where it's not necessarily very emotional, and the reason why I would think that might be the case is I think the both of you have such big hearts and soft sides, like soft hearts, and like there's a gooey center to both of you, like just such a vulnerable center, and neither of you is sure at the beginning of the connection whether it's safe to let down your guard with each other. So that you both might be a little bit guarded at the beginning of this connection, and I think that it's going to quickly become apparent to the both of you, oh, oh, okay, oh, we can trust each other. Like, we're both coming with the same energy here. We're both embodying these two queens here. It's like, so, oh, it's okay. We can put our swords down. We can offer these swords to each other, you know, because we know, you know, it's giving me the idea of, if you're both being represented as this Knight of Swords energy, yeah, handing each other your swords and saying, like, I trust you to defend me and protect me. And the other person saying, I trust you to defend and protect me. And it's like, we don't have to have our guards up. We can just, you know, show the world our beautiful, beautiful inner selves, because we know we have the love and support of our partner, and that we're going to protect each other. We don't need to be protecting ourselves so hard anymore. However that resonates. So I will say I'm getting a lot of intuitive messages for your pile. We have engagement. Like, this is your future spouse, so this makes sense. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This might be a higher level of commitment than any connection you've ever had before. And I think it's because you're both showing up as your genuine and authentic selves. It's like, as soon as the two of you let your guard down, it's like, oh, there's all this beautiful stuff here. And it's like, of course we're going to get engaged. Of course we're going to get married. Of course we're going to get to that level of commitment, because it's like, of course this is my future spouse. There's no doubt in my mind. There might have been a little bit of doubt at the beginning, just because one or the both of you might have some trust issues that need to be worked through, but it's just going to be so obvious, I think. Like, as soon as you crack the surface of this connection, it's going to be so obvious to each other that, like, this is your person. And if we're going to extrapolate personality traits here, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, it's an energy of somebody who is patient, calm, loving, nurturing, compassionate, supportive, highly intuitive, and emotionally available, which again is like being in that energy of the Queen of Cups, maybe wearing a mask or the armor of the Knight of Swords. Like, we're putting our intellectual self out there because we know that the more nurturing side is not for everybody. And, you know, it's not safe to trust everybody with that part of ourselves, with our emotional side. But it's like, this is just the armor that we wear. And once we get past this, we're going to be in the energy of the Page of Swords. That's the communication style. And it's a little bit more gentle. So I did want to say that. And then the Sun, like all this, you know, the patient, calm, nurturing, zen energy of these two queens. And then we have the Sun talking about having a lot of fun, being playful with each other. You might both have a very playful sense of humor. You know, you might have like a lot of inside jokes. You might, like, I just see the two of you like nobody makes me laugh like you do. Like, I just, I never laughed so hard or so often before I met you. You know, it's just like our connection is so bright, beautiful, and the times we have together, like, as soon as I see your face in the morning, I start smiling. You just make me so happy, and it's like an excellent card. This Sun is an excellent card in a relationship reading. It's just, everything is fun and bright and positive, and it's a confirmation that it is likely your future spouse is going to be your best friend. Like, just waking up next to you every single day is all that I want, and I love that. And then I do want to also say, I'm noticing that both of these queens also have tattoos, particularly on their hands and arms. Take that however it resonates for you. And with that said, I think that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Hopefully it has resonated for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I post different types of bonus content, and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in those, the links will be in the description. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the King of Swords, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a look at your relationship with your future spouse. And I'm excited for this reading, so let's get right into it. Okay. All right, we have the Two of Wands. Very nice, okay. What can you tell me? Okay. We have the Page of Swords. This card came out for pile 2. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Nine of Swords. This one came out for pile 1. So there might be messages in the other piles if you did feel drawn to the other piles. What can you tell me? Okay. What can you tell me about pile 3? We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So before we get into the tarot cards, we are going to get your oracle cards just so we can have a complete picture of what we're seeing here. We have anger. We have the Goose, which says take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon in Capricorn. Could definitely see that being related to the Ten of Swords. We have playfulness, which says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. This might be related to this Two of Wands energy down here and a little bit to the Five of Cups. One of the messages there, you know, there's a lighthouse on this card. There is light in the darkness. And then we have separation, which says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you are not currently in a committed relationship with this person that we are talking about, this might not be your pile. This entire spread is talking to me about a pre-existing connection. And this might be somebody that this might be like a twin flame situation. This might be somebody, like we have the separation card, you know, this might be somebody that you know that you are in separation from. And in that case, this spread would be talking about the things that you and your partner need to work through in order to get to a place where you are having a happy and fulfilling marriage. So there's a definite advice here from Spirit. There is a message that if the two of you do come together, the Two of Wands could also be related to the concept of a twin flame. If the two of you come back together after a period of separation, like we do have the Ten of Swords, like the end of a tough cycle approaches, like, but there's a message that both of you would need to be willing to work through this together. And so that's why, like, this is a very specific spread and message for a specific type of situation. And it could even be a message from Spirit. If you have been trying to manifest or restart a connection with somebody that you are in separation with, so there would be somebody you have an ex relationship with, or an ex situation, or there was romantic potential, or was it the type of twin flame connection where the two of you come together and really trigger each other and then move apart, you know, and you're hoping to come back into union with this person. Then I think the spread we have here is largely positive despite the messages that are here. There's going to be things that need to be worked through, obviously. If you are currently single and there is nobody who matches the description of an ex or an ex situation or a twin flame or anything that resonates with you about that, if you have nobody in your romantic past that you would ever want to reconnect with, if you have somebody, even if you have somebody in mind who would fit the bill of this, and you're like, no way on God's green earth would I ever want to go back with that person, again, I'm going to say right now, this is not your pile. And I said with the Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, piles 1 and 2 had both of those cards. If you did feel drawn to pile 1 or 2, your messages might be in those piles. For the rest of you, for whom this does resonate, and you do want to eventually get back together with somebody, again, like I'm seeing that the two of you can work through this, but it's not going to be easy. You know, the road to get to this Ten of Swords, like even before we can get to the end to start a new phase with this person, we need to go through this part first. So with that said, I'm gonna do the reading. We're gonna read the cards as I see them, and we'll just get whatever messages are here for you. So with the Two of Wands, when this comes out in a relationship reading, it can talk about somebody, and this might resonate for you as like maybe one of the reasons why your connection might have ended might have been because one of you thought, the grass was greener somewhere else. They wanted to like not be locked down or tied down. Like there might have been maybe even like a bit of a fear of commitment or wanting to see what else is out there or whatever it is that might resonate for you. If that doesn't resonate for you, then the way I would interpret the Two of Wands might even be, and this was an intuitive thing I was getting as soon as it came out, might be how you connect with this person. And again, if this is an ex, might be how you reconnect with them, might be when you are traveling, when you are trying something new, when you are doing something that is outside of your comfort zone, when you're trying something. There might be like a trial period of something, or with the playfulness, you might be like a beginner. So like taking a beginner's class somewhere, doing like an amateur sport, something like that might be something related to, and the Two of Wands also, as I said, connected with travel. So that might be how the two of you are going to reconnect. That might be the reason why we have the Two of Wands here. And the Two of Wands is also like the key word that I would associate with this card is potential. And so with this card coming up in a spread that is, to me, in my opinion, largely talking about reconnecting with somebody, would talk to me that there is still potential in this connection. There's potential to make it work. It's going to require two things to come together. You know, the two wands to choose to come back together. And so there is a message here, if ever whoever needs to hear this, it could potentially happen. And I don't want to give guarantees. It's a general reading. But the door is not completely shut on this connection. And that is why I think we have these other cards here. We have the Page of Swords. I think this is advice. I think that if you want these two wands to come back together into union, we need to address the Page of Swords. This might be... It might be advice for you. It might be advice for the other person, like your future spouse, might need to get to a place where they are able to be extremely honest with themselves and others. There might be some soul searching that needs to be done, and an openness to being like receiving blunt honesty. And having like uncomfortable, painful, even sometimes conversations about what has happened in the past. How did each of us feel about it? You know, and coming to it from a place of open-mindedness, a place of good faith, a place of compassion for the other person and for yourself, and saying like, I'm choosing to show up to this meeting with all of my cards on the table and just see where it goes and just follow that thread. I think that that is an energy that is going to be really important to making this connection work in the long run. Like if we're talking about this, you know, the whatever, there's anger here, and this might be your anger. If you are harboring anger towards this person, if they hurt you in some way, they might be harboring angry feelings. And this is a chance, again, to just lay everything out on the table. As, you know, as Spirit wants me to say ugly, you know, it's like just put it all out there. You know, as comfortable as it might be, there's a truth that needs to be laid bare between the two of you, and that might help alleviate these angry feelings. And I will say, with the advice on the Goose card and then this message about separation, take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. It might take a while, and the Spirit might be showing up today to tell you that it is unlikely that you will reconnect with this person until you have at least started to process and release your feelings, and particularly anger. It's like this Page of Swords is not moving forward with anger. Swords is a suit that is disconnected from emotion. And part of that is going to be like needing to process what's going on this Five of Cups, and process that probably on your own as much as you can. Because those feelings are going to come up when you reconnect with this person. They just are. Like, that's, you know, it's one of those things that is just kind of a reality. You know, we could do as much healing as we can do on our own, and then there's just always stuff that comes up in relationships that we might not even realize is there, that still needs to be released, until somebody comes along and draws our attention to it. So it's like there's going to be healing that happens over the course of your relationship, but I think Spirit Souls is like telling you to give yourself a chance to process as much as you can, so that you can come to the table in the energy of the Page of Swords. That is, it's not coming from a place of anger, it's coming from a place of honesty and open-mindedness. And so it's like saying, like, here's my understanding of the truth of what happened between us, versus saying, like, you did this, and when you said that, you know, you really hurt me, and coming from a place of being like accusatory, to put it that way, like just not coming from a place of anger, I think is going to be very helpful in terms of setting you up for success. So we do have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups talks about, you know, having lost something, but it's also interesting here in conjunction with the Two of Wands, and with this idea that I'm getting that this is a pre-existing connection. This spread is, to me, talking about making it work with somebody with whom it might not have been working. And this, you know, there is a way also to interpret this where you might still be in a relationship with this person, perhaps even a committed relationship with this person, and you're struggling. Like, the connection is struggling, and might be wondering, like, how can I make this work? Is this relationship worth salvaging? And in my opinion, yes, but there might need to be a period of separation, just so that the two of you can process your feelings separately, so that you can come together and have a productive conversation about it, rather than having an emotional conversation about it. If that makes sense. You know, the Five of Cups talks about feelings of grief, mourning, loss, sadness. There's deep upset, and there might even be anger at spirit, anger at the universe. Maybe a bit of a loss of faith involved in there as well. But the silver lining to the Five of Cups is that it's an opportunity also to realize that we haven't lost everything, that we've lost something, and that's valid, and we can take time to mourn and process our feelings about it. And when it's time to move on, we can turn to what we still have and say, I'm grateful that I still have these two cups. I'm grateful that I'm able to see this light in the darkness. I'm grateful that I haven't lost everything, that I was able to give myself this time to process my feelings about what happened, and that, you know, in the scenario being talked about in these cards, I still have a partner who is willing to work with me to work through this stuff. And I think, you know, there's going to be a period of time with the Nine of Swords. You know, this could be talking about what comes up, you know, in this a period of separation while you're processing things, or just what's going to come up during the period of reconnection. It's like dark thoughts, dark feelings, anxiety, depression, hopelessness, despair. These are, I think, like kind of a natural progression when you are processing the feelings that are being represented on the Five of Cups. You know, especially if you're being really honest with yourself, or really honestly taking a real honest look at yourself and your feelings, and giving yourself a chance to process as much as you can. As I said, there's still going to be stuff that comes up over the course of the relationship, and the relationship might go through a period of darkness, a tough cycle in the connection. And the good news is, with the Ten of Swords, it's not going to last forever. There's definitely a way that we could interpret this where the Ten of Swords represents the end of a cycle. It represents the end of a tough cycle, 100%. And it's the silver lining to the Ten of Swords is that it's an opportunity for a new beginning. It's an opportunity to say, okay, the pathway we were on ended with us with 10 swords in our back. Clearly, this pathway is not meant for us. We can try to search for another way to move forward. And for every relationship, that's going to be different. For your relationship with this person, that might mean trying to wipe the slate clean from the past as much as possible and move forward in a more playful, lighthearted energy as much as you can, just taking it one day at a time. For other people, and this is, I said I wanted to do a lighthearted video, I have to be honest about what I'm seeing in the cards. These cards came out meaning that somebody needs to hear this. This marriage might not last. This might be talking about a process where even if there's potential here, even if both parties get really honest, lay all the cards on the table, talking about our feelings, processing our feelings about what happened here, trying to get to a place where we can still see the positive and we can still see the good and we can still have hope for the future, going through a dark period of time where we're feeling like a little bit hopeless, a little bit despairing, like, you know, this in a relationship reading, the Nine of Swords can talk about feeling like you're the only person in the relationship who's trying, continuing your striving, and feeling like you're just treading water. You're not really making progress. And then the Ten of Swords accepting a painful ending. So, as I said, I wanted to do a lighthearted reading. This is a heavy message. It's an honest message. And I'm sorry that I have to give this message. If there's somebody listening for whom this resonates, I would take this reading as a confirmation that maybe the relationship we are talking about is not meant to be your forever person. And that doesn't mean that it wasn't worth it. It doesn't mean that it represents lost time or sunk cost or anything like that. Because I think over the entire course of this relationship, there are important lessons that have been learned. There's feelings that have been felt. There's words that have been spoken. There's experiences that have been had. And clearly, there is something here. This relationship, even if it doesn't end the way that you might want it to, this relationship is built on something real. There's the seed of potential here. And you are not wrong for wanting to plant that seed and watch it grow and see what happens. And, you know, despite whatever way we're interpreting these cards, there is a way to interpret this where we are going to process all of this and get through this, and the end of the tough cycle, the end of the separation period, approaching it from a place of playfulness, and the Ten of Swords representing starting over somewhere new, wiping the slate clean. And it's reminding me of that scene in Parks and Rec where Andy and April are like pretending to be strangers at the bar, like they don't know each other, and you know, and it could be just trying to kind of embody that energy of like literally reintroducing yourselves to each other and saying like, let's start over. So it's a general reading. Take it however it resonates. Thank you to whoever stuck around for this message. I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear. Yeah, I hope that if there was a helpful message here for somebody, or offering some closure or clarity or something, hopefully there was something here somebody can take away from this video. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment if it resonated for you. Please feel free to subscribe if you want to do that. I have a Patreon where I post different types of bonus content. I have an Etsy store where I am doing private readings. And again, thank you very much for watching Pile 3. I know this hasn't been an easy reading, and I do appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here, and thank you for watching. Hello Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the King of Wands, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a look at your relationship with your future spouse. I want to say I'm trying to keep this reading light. Pile 3's reading got very heavy, so I will try to keep the messages as light as possible. At the same time, I give honest messages in my readings, so we'll see what comes out in the cards. And with that said, let's get into it. Okay. Okay, we have the Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. What can you tell me about Pile 4's? Okay. Alright, we have the Ace of Pentacles. What can you tell me about getting an intuitive message? The two of you might work together, and if you have not met this person yet and it is unlikely that you would be meeting a future spouse at work, then there might be a message that if you don't work together now, you might work together in the future. That's an intuitive message that's coming through. Only take it if it resonates. What can you tell me? Oh, okay. Alright, we have the Star. What can you tell me about... okay. Alright. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So, this is a beautiful spread. I was a little bit worried after Pile 3 that we'd have another heavy message here, but this is a beautiful spread. I think this is going to be an amazing connection for you. I mean, it's your future spouse, but yeah, these are all very positive messages. We are going to get your oracle cards just so we can have the full picture before we get into it. Okay, we have Faith. So a connection between the two of you, like a point of connection, might be that the two of you might share the same level of faith. You know, if you practice spirituality, your future spouse might also practice spirituality, or you could have different faiths and still... Like, you could have different spiritual practices, you could be from different religions, but the concept of faith and belief in some sort of higher power, whatever it is, might be something that does resonate for both of you. So take it however it resonates. And then we have the Rattlesnake, which says, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Okay, that's an interesting message there. And we'll get into the meaning of this card. I think that's interesting. And then something that was coming to me as I was reading was, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is like, it's your future spouse. It's a divinely orchestrated connection. We could also make that with the faith they're making connection and the Star here. You know, there's a message from Spirit to have faith that that this is a divine connection. It will come in divine timing, and the things that you are choosing to do today to work particularly on, you know, healing yourself and your purpose of also helping to heal others in whatever sense that is. Even just being in an energy of like a high vibrational energy is healing to other people. So, you know, you don't need to literally be a healer. But anything you do that puts you into a higher vibrational energy is attracting this relationship towards you, is what I'm trying to say. And then we have conclusions are within reach with the full moon eclipse. So there is an emphasis, especially with the ace here, of change, transformation. The snakes are a symbol of transformation because they shed their skin. There's a message about becoming a newer version of yourself, like a more high vibrational, highly evolved, spiritually evolved version of yourself, and kind of leaving the old you behind, and that there's nothing new. There's nothing wrong with evolving in that way, you know, and that it can be disorienting to shed your skin, but it's just part of the spiritual process. If you feel like you've been going through a long period of change, if you feel like you've been waiting for a really long time for divine timing to come into play, if you feel like you've been seeing a lot of signs and symbols recently, particularly the Two of Cups, this I would take as a confirmation that you are seeing those signs, symbols, synchronicities, whatever it is, as a message that you will be soon coming into alignment with this person, and that I would, again, just take this as a reassurance that this relationship is coming in fast. And then we have attraction. Yeah, you attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. Whatever you are doing right now, your energy is manifesting this connection. There is no doubt about it. And being in the high vibrational energy is attracting your divine counterparts, attracting probably a lot of people, and also your future spouse. So I want to say that. And then we have children, and this says your love life is being affected by children. So just take it however it resonates. You might have children, your future spouse might already have children from a previous relationship. You might want to have children with your future spouse, in which case I would take this as confirmation that your future spouse also wants to have children, and that you will. If you are totally against having children and you don't want them in your life, then this might be a message that, oh, there's a couple things that are coming to me. This might be a message that there might be a child in honestly your life or your future spouse's life who is taking some of your time and energy right now. It could be like a relative, like a niece or a nephew, or like some child that requires attention, that is causing maybe a delay in this connection. That could be one way to interpret it. There might also be a way to interpret it that your future spouse might be a past life connection, and in some of those past lives, you and this person might have had a child or multiple children, and those children might be with you in spirit, trying to bring this connection into alignment. I know that that's a little bit of a kind of an esoteric, that's a little bit kind of like an out there thing, but you know, I believe that could be a factor here. And then the other way to interpret this is there might be something that has to do with healing your inner child. If we say fulfilling your purpose as a healer, healing either your inner child, healing your future spouse, healing their inner child, the two of you coming together, and it's a chance to heal both of those inner children together in your relationship. So take it however it resonates. I also want to say we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups as bookends, and then we have the Children card. There might be an unexpected child, and if that is something that you absolutely do not want, and it is possible for that to happen in your connection, this might be like a word of caution from Spirit. So just be aware of that. You know, I will say there could also be a message here, like a clue that maybe your future spouse works with children. There might be a teacher or a caretaker in some aspect. So with that said, we do have the beautiful, very romantic energy of the Two of Cups. Two people coming together in a balanced and equal partnership where people, you know, you have a full cup, your partner has a full cup, you're willing to give each other your cups, everybody is having their needs met, we're both very emotionally available. It's like a really supportive and loving and nurturing connection, and that I think is Two of Cups, beautiful card to get in a relationship reading, and I think it's just talking about like this is your divine counterpart that we're talking about here, you know, and they're your future spouse. You're going to end up marrying this person because they're your divine counterpart. And I think there's a message here, like there's going to be no doubt in your mind when you meet this person that they're your future spouse. Like it's just going to be, I think, obvious to everybody involved. It's just such a beautiful connection, and I love that for you. We have the Wheel of Fortune, another confirmation of divine counterparts, divine timing, that, again, if you've been waiting for a long time, conclusions are within reach. Whatever changes you're making in your life, whatever you're doing to support your spiritual growth and healing, is helping attract this person in towards you. You are actively manifesting this person. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, and this connection is being brought into alignment with spiritual help as well. So your spirit team and your future spouse's spirit team are both working to remove blockages, delays, obstacles. If there is a delay being caused by a child of some sort, it will be, you know, dealt with in due time. You have spiritual forces who are working with you. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also a great card to get in a relationship reading because it talks about the beginning of a new commitment, you know, being willing to commit to something new. And there could be a message here that I think one of the reasons why you're just going to know that this person is your future spouse, like, I think pretty much immediately, is because it's going to feel different than whatever other relationships you've had in the past. And it's going to come in when the both of you are in a place where you are fully ready, willing, and able to commit to this connection. And again, if you feel like you've been waiting for a long time and you've been ready for a long time, there might be a message that your future spouse might have had some more stuff that they needed to work through before they were in this energy of the Ace of Pentacles, being ready to make a commitment to something new. This is also kind of giving me the sense that, you know, this might be the type of connection where, like, as soon as you go on your first date, like, you're both kind of thinking, maybe not saying it out loud, but you're both kind of thinking, oh, I want to, like, I see a future with this person. I want to commit to this. I want to be exclusive with this person. This may very well be my person. So that's what I see with the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Star. And this talks about a very healing connection. We have, you know, this healing energy on the rattlesnake. We have the faith energy here. We have these two healthy, whole people coming together in this connection with the Two of Cups to share their cups with each other. This is a healing connection. If there is inner child healing that needs to be done, it could be that you resonate as you do really want to have children with your future spouse, and you also are working on healing your inner child. This is going to be that kind of connection where it's just safe, it's secure, everybody is getting their needs met, and it is just by its very nature very healing connection. There might also be a connection to faith with the Star. It could be that one or the other of you might have prayed for this connection to come in, and the message is it's coming, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's all. There's a lot of messages about that in your pile. And I think your spirit guides are coming through with a message of reassurance that this is coming, and it's just a matter of having faith. And I said, like, if you do have spiritual practice, if your faith is something that is very important to you, it is likely that your future spouse also feels the same way. Again, even if you're, like, from different religions or you practice your spirituality in different ways, you know, I think the concept of having faith is something that the two of you have in common. And there could also be with this deep purple color, it doesn't really show up on the camera, it is a deep purple color, that you might have a psychic connection, that you might, as I said, already be seeing signs, symbols, synchronicities about this connection that are being sent by your future spouse. They might be sending you song lyrics. If you find a song suddenly pops into your head, you know, whatever messages you're picking up in, like, media, like if you're watching a TV show and something profound, someone says something profound and it sticks with you, could be a message from your future spouse. They might be, like, their energy might be with you. You might be seeing them in your dreams or feeling their energy in your dreams, or you might be able to connect with their energy while you are meditating. And I think that when the two of you come together into union, you are going to have, like, an almost psychic level connection where it's like you could finish each other's sentences because you're so psychically connected. So that's what I'm seeing with that. And then we have the Three of Cups, an energy of celebration, an energy of having fun. And to me, this is also a message. A lot of the messages that we have here are, like, the question I asked was about what is your relationship going to be like with your future spouse? We're not getting information about that here. Like, there's just not a lot of it. Like, the messages here are like, don't worry, this person's coming towards you. This is your divine counterpart. It's going to be a lovely relationship, you know, but we're not really getting specifics about what the relationship itself is really going to be like once the two of you do come into union. This, like, I can see how we could interpret this Three of Cups as, like, the two of you finally come together into union, and you, your future spouse, and spirit are clinking glasses, like, we did it. We made it happen, you know, and that's one interpretation there. And then there's another way to say, like, this represents the entirety of your relationship. It's a celebratory energy. It's let's have fun. It's an energy of I associate Three of Cups with friendship. So it is very likely that your future spouse is going to be your best friend. You probably have might have like a common friends group, in terms of, even if your friends groups are separate at the beginning, you might merge friends groups, because like everybody gets along with everybody else. You have so much in common that it would make sense that, you know, that it would just become one big friends group, or you could become friends with their friends, and vice versa. There's friendship, celebration. Everybody is rooting for this connection. Everybody is going to be cheerleading this connection. Everybody is going to be so happy for you guys. You are going to have so much support from spirit, from your families, from your friends, from whoever loves you and is there for you in this lifetime. They're just going to be like over the moon excited about this connection and about you finding each other in this lifetime. And you know, as I said, there's not a ton of specific information about what your relationship with this person is going to be like, but it is all good news. So I want to say that, and with that said, like, I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading. I don't know that there's a ton more to say, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know how this resonated for you. If you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I do different types of bonus readings, and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 4, and I do hope to see you in my next video.